Hi, I've had a number of questions of late. People have been asking me, what should I look for in a therapeutic laser and what are the main specs that really matter? So this video will address those questions. First and foremost is the power output. Second is the wavelength. And third is the handpiece or handpieces that deliver the laser. Research shows that in order to get the effect from laser therapy, you need to get 4 joules per square centimetre to the target tissue. Whether that's a muscle or a joint or skin, whatever it is that you're treating, you need 4 joules to get to that area. So that's fairly easy if the target tissue is the skin. If you're working on a leg ulcer, for example, getting 4 joules per square centimetre over the whole area is reasonably easy and fast. But if you're working on a deeper tissue, maybe in the thigh or the abdomen or the back, it takes longer to get the required dose into the tissue you're targeting. The deeper you go, the more the laser is absorbed and scattered. A low-ish power laser will be okay for treating the skin, but to treat deep tissue, you need a high power laser. As a general guide, a higher power laser equals a shorter treatment time. The other issue is intensity. So in theory, a 500 milliwatt or half watt laser will take 10 times longer to treat the same thing as a 5 watt laser. So I could do 10 minutes with a half watt laser and that would equal the same number of joules as 1 minute with a 5 watt laser. The difference is that the 5 watt laser is delivering the energy 10 times faster, so it's much more intense. So you could hit me 10 times with a little bit of force and it wouldn't bother me too much. But if you hit me once with 10 times that amount of force, it's going to have a much greater effect. And so kind of the same thing with laser. In my experience, getting 4 joules to the target tissue is important, but the intensity of the energy is just as important. A high power laser can deliver the intensity when you need it, and they can be turned down to low power settings for when you need to be gentle. So they give you the best of both worlds. Assessing the power of a laser can be a bit of a minefield because the specifications on lasers are not always presented in a straightforward manner. The number that matters is the average power, not the peak power. For example, you might see a laser with 100 watts peak power and yet the average power is only 1 watt. This means that the laser is pulsing and it's only capable of delivering 100 watts 1% of the time. Its output will be something like 100 watts for 1 millisecond and then it's turned off for 99 milliseconds. So the real power of that laser is 1 watt, not 100 watts. What you want is a laser where the average power and the peak power are the same. This means the laser is capable of delivering its rated power continuously. Of course, with these lasers you can turn them down or you can turn them onto pulsed settings for when that's appropriate. Some lasers come with a single wavelength, others have more than one wavelength. The research on wavelengths is a little contradictory. Some studies show that one wavelength is better than another, others show the opposite. The optimum wavelengths seem to be between 800 and 1100 nanometers. From what I can make out, the best results are achieved when you treat with more than one wavelength. Different parts of the body may react better to one or another wavelength. So by combining wavelengths, you get the best clinical results. Common combinations are 810, 980 and 1064 nanometers. You'll see lasers with claims like super pulsed, ultra pulsed, mega pulsed, linked waves, locked waves, different frequencies being promoted as the best and all sorts of things. In my opinion, these things are just marketing. I've had lasers with some of these specs and I found them to be okay, but the results were not that great. What matters is the ability of the machine to deliver the laser to the target tissue. The handpiece of the laser is another important point to consider. Some lasers come with a single handpiece, others have multiple handpieces. Having extra handpieces gives you more options as a practitioner. What you need will depend on what type of practitioner you are and how you want to use the laser. Here are some things to consider. Is there an option for you to treat hands-free? So the laser is at a distance from the client. This will make your job much easier. Are there options for different zoom settings? For example, some lasers will have lenses that concentrate the laser energy from 10 degrees up to 30 degrees. This allows you to change the intensity of the treatment. Does the laser have a point laser or acupuncture handpiece? Is there a rolling ball option? Ideally, you want all of these things so you can adjust your treatments for the best results. So, in my opinion, you need a class 4 laser with multiple wavelengths and multiple handpieces. Class 4 means the laser is capable of delivering over half a watt or 500 milliwatts. Less than 500 milliwatts is class 3 or below. However, not all class 4 lasers are the same. One class 4 laser might have 600 milliwatts and another might have 25 watts. The 25 watt laser is 40 times more powerful. The laser that I personally use and recommend is 26 watts and has 4 wavelengths: 635, 810, 980 and 1064 nanometers. It has 5 different handpieces. The details are below this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. My contact details are on the Contact Us page. Thanks for watching again today.